Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm gonna show you the best commander you should choose for taking your tile if you play on an evil faction. On this channel I bring a lot of guide about PvP part of the game that is very important in my opinion because it's the core part, the competition with the other player, but for be competitive you need to be strong on the PvE part, for have the resource, for taking tile from the enemy, and don't waste your precious resource and troop. The first question I wanna reply is how can I be efficient on taking a tile? There's two principal ways for taking tile and be efficient. The first one is burst the tile and destroy them first, then can act. Consider the majority of the tile don't gonna have an insane burst in the early game, so if you have a very good setted team you're gonna burst the troop of that tile and you don't gonna have the force for reply to your damage, so you don't gonna lose troop and you're gonna be able to take more tile. The second option is have a sustained team with damage reduction, evasion and healing. So in this way you're gonna fight longer of course, but at the same time you're gonna receive less damage, so it's the same principle. You preserve your troop, you're gonna have more troop for fight on PvP and for take more tile. On this video I'm gonna talk only about the evil faction commander like I said, because evil faction and good faction have two completely different approach. So following this tier list I have created, you can see the Nazgul are all in the top of that because the burst is the key for the evil faction. If you can destroy in pre-battle phase on round 1 and 2 all the troops the tile have, you're gonna win and you don't gonna lose any kind of troop. In particular the best commander for do that are the Nazgul because weapon master and also Nazgul skill. The R3 of all these Nazgul on the top outside the shadow, and the best for do that job are the Undying because have the R3 damage, weapon master is already a respect 3 commander, so you don't need any investment over respect 3 for let them work, and also you're gonna have the evasion that save you from receiving damage, and that is very good for a commander for the early game. Then we have Skullhelm with the Nazgul skill. If you have the unique is an insane amount of burst, so it's fantastic for the early game also. And Sestar, another commander with the Nazgul skill, and that also inflict very good damage each round with the R5, and on the round 2 you have the respect 0 skill that deals other damage, so in the first 2 rounds you're gonna have an insane amount of value from them. These are the best 3 commander of the evil faction for taking tile and burst them. Then of course there's the Witch King, another commander really solid because they have the Nazgul and also the R0 top that inflict a lot of damage, and of course the Shadow with the splash damage and the follow-up attack that can inflict a lot of damage, in particular if you have the Warcry set effect. Then other commander you can use for burst tile are Khamûl, Lotr, Lurtz, even Saruman, but it's the worst in this case because you need to reach the round 3 for make damage with them. But if you are free to play, all these commander in the A tier need only respect 3 for work, so it's very usable. So considering all the S+, the S and the A tier commander for the early game tile taking, we can think about the commander you can use even in the late game for just tiling and don't losing troop, in particular if you need to spam the low level tile. Commander like Sanind, Azurkor, Gorbag, Yuzra, Sharku, Berutiel, all these commander have healing. A lot of time I receive like 9k of damage and I heal 8.9, so I lose almost nothing. Finish a fight versus a level 90 tile, you need to take that from the enemy with just 2-3 soldier death. It's very solid in my opinion. And all these commander on a B tier are not commander you want to use on your PvP team, so they are really precious for this reason also because you can preserve the stamina of your main team. On C tier and D tier you have all the commander you don't want to use for taking tiles. Someone cause are strong in PvP but not so strong in PvE, and other cause they are just bad, they have no place on PvE on PvP in general. Now on the screen here I have made formation in base of what kind of equipment you can have. As example, the first team have 1 physical DD and 3 elemental DD, and in my opinion is the best team possible, but I know it's not so easy have just 3 3 elemental damage dealer gear, but if you have the Undying, 𝒆𝒚𝒘𝒐𝒓𝒅𝒔, 𝑘𝒓𝒄 and Witch King, in my opinion is the best possible team for taking tile. You're gonna just shred the tile and taking almost 0 lost. With a team like that, if you are really whaled, you can also think to go for tile without troop, because you don't gonna need at all that, you're gonna finish the tile on 2 rounds. In the second team I switch out the Witch King for Shadow for have 2 physical damage dealer and 2 elemental damage dealer. I chose to remove the Witch King because it's the less important compared to 𝒆𝒚𝒘𝒐𝒓𝒅𝒔 and 𝒆𝒐𝒔. This team is at the same level of the first in my opinion, in particular if you have good gear on the Shadow with the Warcry effect, you're gonna have an insane result with them. Then if you have 3 physical damage dealer gear and only 1 elemental, you can think also to swap out 𝒆𝒐𝒔 for bring Lotr on the field. You're still gonna have a decent damage on them on PvE, it's solid commander. You have the Weapon Master and you have also the R0 top that inflict damage on the early round. Of course with this commander, if you not invest to be mythic, you're gonna have less damage than what you have with a 𝒆𝒐𝒔 for example, but still gonna be a very solid team for taking tile. At free to play level, what I suggest is 𝒆𝒚𝒘𝒐𝒓𝒅𝒔, Lotr, the Shadow and Lurtz. You need to add Lurtz because it's easier to found, of course you need just the respect 3 for work. Lurtz don't gonna perform like an Nazgul because of course you need to reach the round 3 for have the big burst, but still gonna bring enough damage for conclude the work the 3 Nazgul made in the first 2 rounds. For the late game tile taking, the healer team is Sanid, Azurkor, Yusra and Sharku. These 4 are the best healer you can have on the Evil faction, are not troop related, that is really important, so you can place a bunch of troop on them and they're gonna work, and 3 of them are healing over time, that is another important thing. Then if you want to go free to play, you don't have Sanid R5 for example and you don't wanna bring that just for tile taking, because Sanid now is just a tile taker, you can use Gorbag instead of them, no problem. You're still gonna have a very good healer, not at the level of the Sanid, but still very good. Again, in the early game, if you are from Evil faction, you need the burst or you don't gonna have positive trade on the tiles. For the late game, instead, you won't just place command gear on your healer and you're gonna take all the low level tile. Consider that you have the best commander for taking tile without troop because you have the best booster, but go without troop only if you have a really solid gear for your commander and the correct commander, or you're gonna fail. Talking about the troop is another important thing, so you need to bring cavalry on your army. Don't think to run the tier 3, use the tier 2, it's enough. You need just cavalry for counter the infantry on the tile. There's a lot of infantry in particular on the tile low level, and with them you're gonna have always the 15% bonus of the counter unit, and that is very solid for your boost commander. So that's all for this guide, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know in the comment what you think about this kind of video, a comment is always appreciated. I'm gonna soon follow up this video with a guide for the good faction also. Like always, I wanna remember you, I have an affiliated code with the game that allow you to buy gems from the official site of the game, and if you choose to use my link, the devs gonna recognize me a little commission of what you spend and you're gonna support directly my channel. I'm gonna leave you the link on the description of the video and also in the first comment. Again, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!